still feeling a change in the air. Moving to Madison, Wisconsin seemed like the obvious direction, but we didn't have a peace about pulling the trigger. And we couldn't explain why. My wife and I headed to Dallas, Texas for the annual fall training for C12 chairs. One of our featured speakers was conducting a workshop on spiritual coaching for CEOs. He was Richard Blackaby, someone I had met several times because of the Gideon's International. Richard was now heading Blackaby Ministries, founded by his father-in-law, Henry Blackaby, who had authored the famous Bible study called Experiencing God. I had worked on that study some 25 years earlier, and it had a tremendous impact on my life. Now his son was leading us in another training. During a breakout session, we were to break into groups of 3 to practice some of the techniques Richard had taught us. One would bring a challenge, one would be the coach, and one would be an observer. When it was my turn to bring a challenge to get godly advice on, I shared, help me with the pros and cons of making a move to Madison. After explaining a little background, the coach said, Richard told us that there might be times when we feel we should just hit the pause button and pray to ask God for his direction. I think this is one of those times. We agreed, and he began to pray. As he did, my mind began to sense God moving and saying, I'm not giving you the green light to Madison because I want you to move to Washington. My mind started racing. Washington? What am I going to do in Washington? I didn't come from Wisconsin to Dallas to think about going to Washington. This didn't make any sense at all. I couldn't grasp what I was sensing. My mind was racing. All of a sudden, just like the Holy Spirit whispering into my mind, I heard, well, if you're hearing from the Lord, your wife ought to be hearing from him too. Talk with her. I thought, yes. If I'm hearing the Lord, she should be hearing that too, and that'll probably put an end to this nonsense. But then I thought, I was so certain that God had called me to C12, but what would I do with that there? Was C12 even out there? If not, what would I do? Then the Holy Spirit spoke to me again and said, well, the CEO of your organization's here. Why not talk to him? I thought, well, yeah, that's right. Mike Sharrow's here. I could talk with him. And about that time, the coach ended his prayer, and he looked up and he said, well, did you sense God giving you any direction? I was so stunned. I could hardly speak. I stuttered something like, I'm going to have to pray about this, more about this. I was just blown away.